Scott, we're back once again. It is Halo time, buddy. Halo episode 9, Transcendence, was upon us, and dude, did they ever transcend this episode? I'm telling you, they came out swinging.
That's what I was gonna say.
I nailed it. I already nailed it, man. We got this one. This is so, what a step up from the last few episodes we've seen within the Halo kind of series. And we've been sitting back and a little confused on some of the choices moving the story forward. And here, this is the Master Chief I think we've all been waiting for, isn't it? Like, isn't this what you've been really holding on to? The Chief that we know, right? Master Chief is back, man.
He's starting to resemble himself as we've known him throughout the years. Now, I didn't read any of the novels, but I know that they are diverging quite off of that path as well. So it was really confusing to get up to this level. But this episode finally kind of ties it all together, I think. There's a lot of mystery in episode 3 and 4 that seem to matter now. And that's the biggest deal for me.
Absolutely. He's one of those, dude, the minute it wrapped up, I'm like, oh, we gotta wait a week now for the next episode, because it was that good to see the transition of Master Chief actually kind of come around and be himself, realize his full potential of where he's at now and his full true calling, right? And then we start to see the other Spartans too kind of play their role and why they're so important within the world of Halo, within the series as well. And now that things are starting to transition over and we're getting near the end, man, I was really kind of worried about the middle part way through the season of, this isn't really going the way I planned kind of thing or anticipated. And now here we are, dude. We got into this big massive fight, this big battle, and it was like that's what we've been kind of holding on for, you know. You're so used to these big epic moments within Halo, and we kind of sat back for the kind of most few episodes waiting for something to kind of really matter, right? It's just been, why are you guys doing this and why are you doing that, and what, this doesn't make any sense, what are you doing? Now this is where we find out what the Halo is really all about. And you see Chief, you see the Spartans, you even see Halsey and some of the other people now, the other cast, really play a more predominant role and start telling their side of the story. And it matters. It actually had an impact, dude. The most of the time for this episode, I was really on the edge of my seat, kind of waiting to see what comes next. And it was something so refreshing to see after coming off the last 2 episodes.
It definitely was. There's a few tie-ins now that I'm wondering if they are hints towards the game series. Maybe they've gone so far out left, they're kind of wrapping back around now to what is lore, because, well, I don't want to give anything away here, but this location they're at looks quite familiar. Looks Halo 3 familiar to me. Right. But they don't go and name it like that, so it's not quite distinct. But then again, a lot of the big story element about the Chief, the control, him as a weapon becomes much more prevalent, and it actually explains a lot of what's going on in the video game. So now I'm seeing some answers. I'm getting answers to questions I've had for 20 years.
It's great to see this, man. I can't wait for the next episode. It will be the final episode, we believe, as well. So it's a little sad to see it kind of being all wrapped up, but at the same time, man, they're really heading into the next one with huge anticipation from me. Scott, if you're going to wrap up episode 9 with the score, what are you going to put on this one?
I'm really happy with this episode. Finally got me. Now I'm hooked, but I'm hoping for a season 2, really, because I enjoyed this one that much. They have a huge story element that gets worked out. Now it's important, and there was a good amount of combat. Now, the only issue I have really is that the combat kind of looked a little silly to me in some places. I have a guess that they've done it in Unreal Engine, which is not a slight, just looks a little not real. But other than that, I really loved this episode where it's at. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I think it's there.
Nice. I'm a little bit higher than you. I really love this episode. I was hooked. I like to see that they finally kind of breached off of Reach in a sense, and really started to kind of explore what we're into, what we are so familiar with when it comes to the world of Halo. For me, dude, I'm there. 8.5.